Yes, it is absolutely true that back in the 50s, the top tax bracket was 90%, but let's take a minute to make sure that you understand what that phrase actually means. This is a tax rate schedule from 1950. Here's a list of annual incomes, and here's a list of percentages, but you read this cumulatively. It is not saying that if you made $100,000, you're just going to give 75% of it over to the government. It's saying every dollar you make past the $100,000 mark, 75 cents of it goes to the government. And then after you've done that, if you manage to make it to $120,000, every dollar past the $120,000 mark, 78 cents goes to the government, and so on. It's like saying at the end of the year, I take every dollar you made, I divide it up into $20,000 chunks, and the higher up we go in the stack of dollars you made, the less of that $20,000 you get to keep. So it maxed out at 91% for someone making over $400,000 a year. You can almost kind of think of it as an income cap. It's saying that every dollar you make past $400,000 a year, do you really want to bother making that dollar? Because 91 cents of it goes to Uncle Sam. But let's put those 1950s dollars into perspective, into context. $400,000, was that a lot in 1950? I'm pulling this off the census website. $3,300 was the average annual income for an American in 1950. So we're talking people who were making literally 100 times the national average income were the people who were paying like big chunks of their money back into the Fed. Nowadays, the average yearly income for an American is in the low 60,000s. So $60,000 times 100, that's about 6 million. So I'm saying if we had a 1950 style tax system nowadays in the 2020s, we'd be saying once you hit around $6 million a year in income, you'd be at an income cap. The overwhelming majority of that money, 85, 90% of that money, you're just giving up to the government. Here's the loophole. Here's the workaround that existed back then that still exists right now. Not every single dollar coming into your bank account is income. If you sell a big piece of property and make a big profit off of it, that might not have ever been considered income back in the 50s or today, so it's not subject to income tax. If you inherited a bunch of money, that might not be considered income. If you bought shit on credit, there's no income there. Now, yes, it might still be subject to other taxes, even if it's not income, but it's not going to be like a 90% rate on anything.